Welcome to the Royal Figures Network. We're going to get into the topic of conversation. Dan Hurley for the UConn men's basketball team. There are champions, and they won the national championship. But he made some interesting comments in regards to top recruits. And let me give you a comment that he made. He said that they drop hints when he's talking about or referring to top recruits. He says, and if you got the wrong type of people in that inner circle around these top recruits, they'll sink your program. So basically what he's saying that he knows that top college coaches like himself might pass on top recruits over their parents, the top recruits' parents. I'm here to tell you right now, Dan Hurley, that's a load of crap. The reason why I say that's a load of crap, if you have someone as a 5-star, 4-star recruit, and you know that they have all the skills that you need for your basketball team, guess who has the power? That top recruit. Because he's going to have so many offers from other top Division I schools that want that individual. And he understands that now, since you have the NIL market evaluation for these top players, they can really write their own numbers on the check that they want and go to the school who's going to give them the biggest NIL deals. Not only that, let me say this. You cannot stop. There's no way in the world you're going to stop any parent from being involved with their child. And what I mean by being involved, that parent has the right to influence their child in the right direction on what they feel is going to be in the best interest of their child. If anybody tells you otherwise, they're lying their ass off. There's no way in the world you're going to be able to stop parents from having an impact in their child's life. And if they're any involved type of parent, they want to make sure to hold the coach accountable as well. Because let me tell you something about y'all coaches, y'all top college coaches. Y'all have been getting away with a lot of stuff for years and years. Y'all been making so much money off these top recruits for so many years. It is good now that the player has some power. The player has some say-so. And it's damn good that you have the parents that are involved parents that want to make sure that they get taken care of. If you're making millions and millions of dollars off these athletes, these student athletes, it is about darn time that these student athletes take their power back, or at least some of it. And they're able to do that by getting NIL deals. They're able to do that if they're unhappy with playing with the coach and the coach is switching up on them and giving them a hard time to a point where it is being detrimental to the success for them to get to the next level. Why not have an option where they can hit the transfer portal? But going back to the topic at hand with Dan Hurley, Dan, get up with the times. Parents are not going to change who they are. That's their child. That's the top recruit is their child, and they have all right. Now you may look at them as people that's in the inner circle that may be driving that child to make the wrong decisions. But let me give you another perspective. You have a son. Your son is not that good, but he was on the basketball team. But if your son was very good, I'm willing to bet you will move heaven and earth to make sure that your son is taken care of on that basketball team. I'm quite sure if there was something that was going on that you did not agree with, you're going to make damn sure that they're making sure that they're taking care of your child or treating your child with respect. These go hand in hand. And yes, you're going to get parents that's going to ask for, hey, I need you to purchase me a house. Hey, I need you to purchase me a car. But guess what? This is why they have the NIL deals. If your child is able to negotiate by getting the best NIL deals, then yes, their parents, their family's going to be taken care of. I really like the fact that we've gotten to a point now where these student athletes have some power. And this is one of the reasons why I didn't respect Nick Saban, because Nick Saban couldn't handle it. He couldn't compete anymore. And he didn't like the fact that some of his power was taken away from him. Some of these top college coaches have egos, and it's either their way or the highway. That's how they think. That's their mindset. That's their perspective. And if you don't agree with them, they'll sit your ass down or give you a hard time and make you look like you're the problem. That's how some of these top college coaches are. But it's about doggone time that the NCAA has allowed these players to be able to get some of their power back. And I do not believe it for 1 second that these college coaches are going to pass up on generational talents that could change their program around or could save these top college coaches' jobs. Because at the end of the day, all these top recruits are going to have somebody in their inner circle. It's going to be somebody that helped them to get to the destination where they're at now. Somebody that protected them. Somebody that provided for them. Somebody that supported them. Somebody that motivated them to be able to get to the point where they're at now. You think they're just going to kick them off by the wayside? No, that's their inner circle, and their inner circle, they covet their inner circle. And if these top college coaches tries to do anything to falter against their inner circle, then guess what? That top recruit is not going to your program. And if you keep doing that long enough and you start having these top recruits not going to the school, then guess what? Words travel. Guess what? People start chirping. People start getting around and start labeling you as a top college coach at one point. But guess what? When they start talking around you and they start influencing their friends who are top 4 or 5-star recruits as well, and start saying things like, I don't like that coach because he didn't want my parents to be involved in the meetings. He didn't want my parents to be involved in the recruiting process. He kept looking at my dad, man, like he was crazy, but my dad has a mouthpiece. My dad has a right to voice his opinion. I'm his son. Why he can't have a voice? My dad can have a voice. My mom can have a voice. They raised me. They sacrificed so much for me to get to this point. So you better make damn sure that my inner circle is involved. And if you can't handle my inner circle, then you darn sure can't handle me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's going to happen. And I don't believe Dan Hurley for a second. It sounds good, but you better get with the times, because these top prospects, these top recruits, they're having demands now. These top recruits, they have some power now. And if you can't covet their inner circles, who may be their parents, who maybe this their uncle, their aunt, their mother, let me tell you something. Anybody that's in their inner circle, they're in their inner circle for a reason. You may not like the way they dress. You may not like the way they talk. You may not like the way they move, or you may not like the way how they handle certain conversations. But at the end of the day, as a top college coach, you have to move with the times. And if you want to remain at the top and have opportunities to win national championships, you better get on the train, and you better start embracing that inner circle. Stay tuned to the next video on the Royal Figures Network. Make sure you like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm also on IG at Royal Figures Podcast. You can catch me also on Facebook as well. Definitely tune in to the next video. Take care.